Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Number 53, Mike 53.
They'll run with a third-year man. This is Tariq Cohen. He'll wind up getting a yard on the game's first play. It's second down. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jarran Reed able to record his 5th sack of the season. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help the offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can.
Looking for Fitzgerald, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jaleel Adai. And he'll score. Touchdown, Eagles. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. Melvin Gordon, the two-time Pro Bowler. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. The numbers a week ago for Melvin Gordon. 7 carries, 54 yards.
And only 7 carries in last week's game. And I still don't know how any runner can really get loose and feel like they're into the game with that few carries. You've got to get that number up to around 15.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Watson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards, and it's good for a Viking first down. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Gordon. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
From the 41, Watson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
All day, baby. All day. We coming all day.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
He's going deep for Brown. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. Here's the newest member of the 15,000-yard club. It's Frank Gore. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run pass option. And some space here. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's going to score. It's a Viking touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll try and start the drive here with Gore. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Davis. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and we'll still get the first down. They love being physical.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Davis now. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down. On 3rd down, Rosen. It's caught. Jones. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down. They go draw play. This is Samuels. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. These two teams all tied after one. From just shy of midfield, Rosen. That's caught. It's Eli Rogers. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 35. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On first down, it's Samuels. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Davis. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. So 1st and 2nd down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13.
Let's go.
From the shotgun, it's Rosen. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 25-yard line. Rosen now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. Geno Atkins make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. They'll get this out wide to Taylor. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. This offense 2 for 2 on 3rd downs on this drive. They're in for a tough test here, though. 3rd and long. Now Rosen looking to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
So they get the field goal, but that was a 14-play drive to get 3.
You sound like you're going negative on me, partner.
I was.
Sounds like you're thinking the 3 is just not that good.
And people say that we're negative sometimes. So,
well, here's the deal. Getting the 3 is good. Obviously, you would think on a 14-play drive you're going to get 6 out of it. But that type of a drive can pay dividends later on because you might wear the defense down.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you've got to start looking not just at play calling, But which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done? Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's Watson, escaping the pressure right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down. The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Watson now to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7, our score. Here's Britton Colquitt now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Running to start the drive is Samuels. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Set a tone, fellas. Let's set it.
On 2nd down, Samuels. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down.
Watch the ship. Watch the ship.
Out of the gun, here's Josh Rosen. Gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first. They'll look to throw on 1st down with Josh Rosen. Throw complete there. Rodgers. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Here's Rosen. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Rosen on 1st and 10. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rosen. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing again, it's Rosen. Jones has it. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Rosen in the offense with a 1st and 10. And he's 5 for 6 now throwing the ball on this drive. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And his kick here is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So a late 3 there, and that'll help as they head into the break.
Talk about situational football and something they've worked out since the OTAs and mini camps the previous summer. They take care of the ball, get 3 points, knowing they're going to get the ball to start the second half. That's the old 2-for-1 special to finish things off.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Let's go, defense. Let's go, defense. All right, here we go.
The final shot before the break, Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks. A few teams starting to rise to the top as it's time to take you around the NFL here in Week 6. We'll start our tour out at Arrowhead. Houston on the road to take on Kansas City. And it's the Texans who's got the lead in the second quarter. 2 touchdown passes there for Jared Goff. From there, we make the trip east as we head all the way to Jacksonville to check on the Jags. And they've got the lead in their ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. LaShawn McCoy has run for a touchdown there. Finally, let's get you to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Calvin Ridley, 2 touchdown catches on the afternoon. In our game has been the UCLA man, Josh Rosen, with the strong first half. His guys lead on the road in Minneapolis as we send you back up to U.S. Bank Stadium in Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Eagles with the lead, and they're going to get this football first as the third quarter gets underway. This is taken about 7 yards deep, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do. Pressure comes and down goes Rosen. Khalil Mack in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
You got nothing.
From the gun, it's Rosen. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
53, check 53. We got to get the ball, Chief.
From the gun on third, Watson. And he's able to find Diggs. And they work this out past the 25. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now Gordon on first down. They find some open field here. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk at a 45. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009-2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Here a throw taken in by Watkins. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Four yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. This is Gordon. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. From the 50, it's Watson. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Jaron Reed in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here's Britton Colquitt now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Eagles will be backed up deep to get the drive started as they take over 1st and 10. They'll try to get the run game going. Here's Davis. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. And there to make the tackle, Khalil Mack. Again, it's Davis. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Rosen. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Rosen now 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. This is Davis. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd down. Rosen. Open man. He's got him. The tight end, Hockenson. They'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. The Eagles on 3rd down. They've been very good. 5 for 7 thus far. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Now it's Rosen. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Khalil Mack has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And now out comes Minnesota. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try to figure out what is working, and call more of that.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. And this is caught by Watkins. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Like a freight train there, Derek Nottie with a sack.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. He's going to let it fly. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the 2nd quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. Figuring they're going for it on 4th down. Remember, though, they do have all 3 timeouts, so even if they don't get it, all is not lost.
Yeah, normally in this situation, when you're talking about having to go for it, everything is in this play. But as you noted, with those 3 timeouts, they actually have a little bit of a safety net.
Back to throw. Now in desperation. He's got it at the 15. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Watson. This is caught, and he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. They come up on a 1st and goal, and most likely 4-down territory as they need a touchdown and the PAT for the lead. They'll run for it with Tariq Cohen. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They try again with Cohen. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Tariq Cohen with time running out as they are now an extra point away from perhaps stealing one here in the final minute. Lutz with the extra point. And that might be enough to win them the football game as they now take the lead in the final seconds. They are on to the 4th quarter in Jacksonville. And it was the Saints that wound up winners in that one. Jameis Winston, 2 touchdown passes in the W. Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking 2 plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
Let's see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. And a timeout is called. So now you're looking at probably just one final play from back in their own territory, and they're going to need a miracle. Here's Rosen. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. Oh, Patrick Peterson, the shutdown corner, was there on the coverage. 1 score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll look to throw. And it's incomplete. So their final drive comes up empty. And with that, the ball game is over. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
So for the Vikings, their strong start to the year continues as they're up to 5-1. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Eagles, the loss here will move them back to 500 at 3-3. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.